Hello everybody. I'm at the house of Vicky, who is the daughter of Dr. T.P. Rosandich, and I have the privilege to ask him a few questions. And he is the founder of the United States Sports Academy. So, President Rosandich, can you please give us an account of how the United States Sports Academy first started?
Yeah, Patrick, I'd be pleased to try to tell you. It's complicated, except that my whole life in this country has been sport. You know, grade school, high school, where I had a good career in sport. High school sport in America is very important. I then went to a college that was considered the #1 PE school, physical education school in America, the University of Wisconsin, La Crosse, and my degrees were in physical education, coaching, sport. And from there I went into the Marine Corps, the United States Marine Corps, where I had the privilege of because of my background, to coach track and field in the Marine Corps. I had, at that time, some of the greatest track and field athletes in America. Wes Santee, the best miler; Josh Colbert, the world record holder of 400 meters; Al Kello, who held the world record in the javelin; Bob Mathias, who was the two-time Olympic champion in the decathlon. I think they taught me more than I taught them, but working with those kinds of athletes gave me an opportunity to do many things in the world of sport that I was very young at the time, and to be able to do. I was a second lieutenant in the United States Marines, and I did that from through much of my career, but it became clear that no matter where I went in the Marine Corps, I would be called upon to coach, and that is not how you do a career in the Corps. So I left and went out to coach in the civilian world, and had an opportunity with the U.S. State Department to serve as a goodwill ambassador in sport through much of Southeast Asia, starting in the Kingdom of Laos and going to Malaysia, where I took that team along with Singapore and Brunei, Sarawak, North Borneo to the Third Asian Games in Tokyo, and then went on around the world doing clinics in Iran, India, and ultimately in 62 countries in the world. I was asked to come back to Indonesia to coach the national team in track and field as they were preparing for the 4th Asian Games in Jakarta. And I did that. I had great success because of the support of the Indonesian government for sport during that period of time. And as people migrated from all of Asia to Jakarta, I managed to form the Asian Game Track and Field Federation, which ultimately had their headquarters in India. But by the same token, I talked to the Minister of Sport, Malati, and President Sukarno about developing sport throughout Indonesia, which was, of course, one of the most populous countries in the world. And they allowed me to bring the Peace Corps to Indonesia. I went back to America and did a nationwide speaking tour to recruit some 33, 32, 33 coaches for Indonesia that got placed throughout that archipelago. They worked very hard. They worked on a physical fitness test that I had developed, and we found incredible talent in the country. And we brought it back to Jakarta to train them. But then I talked to, again, the Minister of Sport, Malati, and suggested that we could build a sports academy. And I did that. And it's very, very important. The majority of the coaches in Indonesia, the national coaches, were all from the Eastern Bloc, Russia, East Germany, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Romania, Hungary, Yugoslavia. And these are people that have very, very strong background on sports science. And they became our faculty at the academy, along with the American coaches under a program that I wrote for them. By the way, that institution exists to this day. I'm talking about 1963, 64, and of course right now we're talking, 2018. But that school has been there all these years, and now will become the site of another Asian Games. But in the process of developing that school, we, the United States, were the only school, probably only major sports school in the world that did not have a sports academy. So I decided to dabble with that as the director of sport at the University of Wisconsin Parkside, and then at the University of Wisconsin Milwaukee, where I started building programs within those universities similar to the